Hey, what's up, guys? Good Monday morning to you. Hope you're all doing well. I know some of you got to go back to online school this week, and I feel for you. But this morning we're going to be in the book of John, John 1, verses 14. We're actually going to go a little further through 28. Now, I'm going to read verses 14 through 18. I'm going to actually not read verses 19 through 28. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it, because here in verses 19 through 28, what we have is the testimony of John the Baptist. Now, really the main point here is this, that John the Baptist becomes a really popular dude, and these people go to him and they say, "Hey, yo, who are you, dude? Are you the Messiah? Are you Elijah? Who are you?" And true to his calling, John the Baptist says, "No, I'm not those guys. I'm just the pre-runner, the one who says, let's raise up every valley and lower down every mountain, prepare the way of the Lord." John's this humble guy who continues to do this redirect, pointing us back to Jesus. He actually does it here in our verses, in verse 15, but that's really what we see in verses 19 through 28. So let's go ahead and jump in, verse 14. "And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory as the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth." Now keep that in your mind, this grace and truth, because I think it's going to be a reoccurring theme that we are going to see. It says, verse 15, "John bore witness about him and cried out, 'This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me ranks before me.'" Again, the humility of John the Baptist. He who comes after me, the one who's after me, the firstborn here, John the Baptist being the firstborn, is not the one to be honored. It's the one who comes after me ranks before me, because he was really before me. "For from him we have all received grace upon grace." Again, the idea of grace. "For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No man has ever seen God, the only God, who is at the Father's side. He, being Jesus, has made him known." Now, again, it's this idea of grace and truth. Really right here on the heels of the Word becoming flesh. For me, one of the crowned moments of my life was when my daughter and my son were born. Those were amazing moments in which really I was unprepared for. In a very similar way, all of humanity, and particularly the Jews, had been in a very, maybe a hopeless estate, or at least a very disgruntled estate, right? Because no revelation for the past 400 years, as we had looked at earlier. And here, Jesus bursting onto the scene. But what type of Jesus was he going to be? This is the Son of God, the eternal Son of God. What was his character? What was he going to be like? Well, good news. He's going to be full of grace and truth. Because what could it have been, right? He could have been, it could have said, Jesus coming onto the scene full of justice, right? And truth. And if that would have been the case, then it would have been Jesus, this just God, punishing us for the sins that we deserve. But it doesn't say that. It says God comes full of grace and truth. He says, verse 17, "For the law was given through Moses," right? This idea, we actually talked about it yesterday just a little bit while we were on our Zoom call, if you were on that call with me. But the law was given through Moses. So this through Moses we were received, God's character. What is he like? We receive this recognition that we don't add up, that we are sinners, right? So that was given. This perfection of who God is was given through Moses. The realization that we are sinners was given through Moses. But both grace and truth were given through Jesus Christ. It's not that Jesus was going to throw off truth. It's not that Jesus was going to say, you know what, that was a high standard and let's just change it all up. No, he is true to who God is. He is truthful, but he also is gracious, giving us, right, giving us what we could not deserve, what we could not earn. So really, we're still in the introduction of the book of John, right? But as we see, this is going to be a God, this eternal God, incarnate, being born, the hope of humanity, to offer both grace and truth. And I think what he's calling us to is to be people to be Christians, Christ-like ones who are extending and showing both grace and truth to the world, to everybody. And so, and to be like John the Baptist and pointing others to that grace and that truth and not to ourselves. So anyway, just one of the things I see here, guys, and I want you to know that I miss you. I love you. I say it every day, but it's true, and looking forward to being able to hang out again. So talk to you later. Bye.